In this video, I want to talk to you about how to make money as a college student with your local newsletter. So you've gone ahead, you've set your local newsletter up. Maybe you've used our tool here, CopyQuill, in order for you to be able to write your newsletter with very, very simple tools. Maybe you've done it all yourself by hand. It doesn't really matter, but you're putting your newsletter out regularly and you want to get paid. You're growing it, you're getting subscribers. And in this video, I want to give you some examples of the kind of sponsors you could be going after. Now, we talked about in the last video about prioritization of your time. And so just as a reminder, you do not want to be trying to find different sponsors for every single edition of your newsletter. Ideally, you want to partner with a business for a minimum of 3 months. Because if you think about it, it means you write the advert once, and then all you've got to do is recycle it every single newsletter. And now you could go for a sponsor for the entire newsletter itself, or you could have your different sections sponsored. So, for example, if you were doing a coffee shop of the week, then you might be suggesting different coffee shops, but always having the same sponsored coffee shop at the top. So they would get 3 months of exposure. And that's great for a local business because you have got, 300, 500 local students that go to your college or university on your list, and they get once a week to get in front, get an offer or get their business name in front of their target audience. They're just around the corner from the college, and then the college students get to know them and they get featured for 3 months. And it's such more reliable advertising for them than Facebook ads or anything like that. So just some ideas for you of who you can go and talk to. So restaurants, cafes, and bars are an obvious example. And I would highly consider this. And I'm going to talk more about offers and deals and things in future videos. That's definitely coming up. So if that does interest you, then just subscribe to the channel. But working with a particular business and saying, look, if we feature you, will you honor a particular discount, or, they'll have student Fridays or whatever it is that they're doing. And quite a lot of local businesses will already have a student deal anyway. So it's just a case of you putting that in your newsletter. And in exchange, you get paid. You're going to give them 3 months of exposure in your newsletter. You'll be the only pizza place or whatever it is in the newsletter, and then they pay X amount, and you're just putting the same copy into every single newsletter. So any kinds of restaurants, cafes, or bars that are popular with the students or want to become popular with the students would be something that you could include. The next one is stores. So this could be clothing stores, bookstores, electronic stores. This isn't necessarily my favorite, but there wouldn't be any harm in reaching out to a particular store. Now, they might have, as you've got here, a back to school sale. It might be somewhere that's got a sale around a particular time of year, Halloween, Christmas, something like that. And so this would be more like a one-off or really, really short-term sponsor. Okay, it's not something you want to be doing every single issue, but it is somebody that you could work with. Now, the next one that I quite like is fitness centers and local gyms. Okay, so many local gyms offer student memberships, they offer special deals. And so, working with a local gym and saying, look, we will only sponsor your gym or only mention your gym in our newsletter. Okay, or like I said, in the fitness section of your newsletter, if that's something you decide to do, or the sports section, you're going to feature them there. And then you feature the special student offer. And like I said before, with the coffee shops, with the restaurants, bars, they already might have something. And then you just get paid for putting them in every edition for 3 months, 6 months, whatever deal that you broker with the local gym. Like I said, you've got 500 students on their list. Once a week, you're going to show their student offer to those 500 students. Like that is very, very, very targeted marketing for them. Another one would be tutoring or educational services. So there might be tutors, maybe a tutoring company that focuses on supporting students, especially when it comes to things like test prep or exam season. So this might be a company that you approach sort of in the springtime. Another really good one that isn't thought about a lot for students would be cleaning and moving services. So cleaning services could be promoted year round. So no student actually wants to clean their place. No student can afford just a cleaner on their own, But if you've got a house share and everyone is putting in a bit of money together and you're committing to a long period of time, then it is something affordable for students. And on top of that, the cleaning companies are going to want that exposure. And then again, towards the end of the academic year, featuring moving services, for that 3 months before everybody moves out would be massively beneficial to that business, provide them a high ROI, which means in turn, you get paid for having that sponsorship deal. Okay. Now, another one that's a little bit more broad. This isn't one that's necessarily a local business, but you might find that there are some apps where you could earn a little bit of sponsorship or affiliate commission. Now, this is an example we'll go through in more detail in the future, but basically there might be some kind of student-friendly discount app. It might just be an app that lots of students use. Like you might be able to put an ad in if there's a deal for something like Netflix, for example, or something similar the students are going to be able to get a discount on. The other one would be software. So there's a lot of software out there that students should be using. So tools like Microsoft Office, Adobe Creative. There might be something, something to do with security, firewalls, all that kind of thing. So you might be able to find something like that that you could then earn a little bit of money every time somebody clicks on that particular ad in your newsletter. Then there might be things to do with campus related supplies. So you might decide you want to strike up a conversation, a deal with um, college supplies or textbook rental services or sales on the campus itself, and then have that advertised in your newsletter. Another one that is often not thought about but is a really useful one is banking companies, credit card companies, anything to do with budgeting or financing. Now, again, these are not going to be small local businesses. These are going to be deals that you find online. Okay, they might be linked to the campus itself. It might be a banking or credit card or credit union that is helpful for students. And again, you get paid affiliate commission every time somebody clicks on those particular links. But they're there in order to be able to help students with their budgeting, help them to be able to pay their bills, all those kind of things. Okay, now the next one, which again might not be all of the time, but could bring you in a good amount of money, is things like events and activity sponsors. So there will be events going on. It might be, as you can see here, there might be a music festival. There might be a particular ticketing office that you could team up with that is interested, any basic venues that is interested in attracting students. You could go to them, talk to them, and then putting those activities, whether concerts, sports events, festivals, whatever, into your local newsletter is a great way for them to target their audience. And again, there might be particular clubs or groups that would be interested in doing a one-off sponsorship. They're probably not going to have the money in order to be able to sponsor your newsletter all the time, but they might be able to do a small sponsorship. And remember, these are going to have their own social media channels as well. So actually, with these guys, what might be much more beneficial to you is say, I will give you free exposure in my college newsletter if you sponsor or promote my newsletter to your members through your Facebook group or whatever you've got going on for your particular social group. And that's probably going to be way more valuable to you in terms of growth than the actual money that you would get. So hopefully this given you a few ideas on exactly how you could earn from your local newsletter as a college student targeting other students. Okay. Now in future videos, we're going to be talking to you about exactly how you want to approach these sponsors in the right way. So if that sounds of interest to you, then make sure you subscribe to the channel and we'll see you in the next one.